Welcome back to the Hood News Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 31, Week 7 preview, Part 1. I got my boys with me, MFB.
Yep.
And BBTB.
Yup.
And I'm your host, Keem. We're going to jump right into the matchups. Let's get started. Thursday Night Football, Broncos Saints. Do you guys expect this to be a quiet game, a shootout? You think it's going to go over the over?
I don't know, man. Looking at this game, pretty much the Saints starters are hurt. Backup quarterback. Rattler did look pretty good last week, so not too bad. I wouldn't get my hopes up if I'm starting players in this game, but if you need a player, put him at the flex. I wouldn't trip like that much, you know what I'm saying? So
MFB, you got something to say about your Broncos? You're wearing orange.
I mean, I think Broncos. I think Broncos will win this game because the Saints have no QB. Spencer Rattler did okay. He did decent, but Broncos D is still pretty good. They have no Pat Surtain, which kind of makes it better for some Saints receivers. I think it's going to be a defensive game, man. It has the lowest over/under total of the week, just FYI. So it's not predicted to be some crazy high scoring game.
What's the over/under on the game?
The total's 37.
Oof, that's low. That is low.
Pretty low. So
do we take a shot? I mean, Sutton has been decent the last. I think he's got a touchdown in consecutive weeks, if I'm not mistaken. He had a touch. Well, no, he didn't have a touchdown against Las Vegas, but he had a touchdown week 4 and a touchdown against the Chargers. He's the only option worthy of starting from the Broncos, flex worthy.
I think Javante's still startable. So one interesting thing I read about Javante recently, right? Obviously he hasn't had great production, but his usage is really good, bro. He sees rush share, he sees target share. He's still under 7.5 points per game or something like that.
Yeah.
But if he keeps up the usage, the production should eventually come about, right? Similar if we think about the DeAndre Swift the first 2 weeks, and he was seeing all the usage and volume, but was doing nothing with it. Eventually it has to come back for Javante. So
one would hope
that's kind of just what math is telling me, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Backtracking when MFB said the Broncos are going to win. Broncos are not going to win. My Saints are going to win, by the way. Just to let you guys know. You guys need a hitter, tight end, sleeper of the week, Jawan Johnson. Finally, the man is going to be unleashed from his shell. He's going to be the go-to guy. Trust me, start him as tight end if you don't know who to start.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we're covering the Saints players, right? Kamara should see a lot of targets this game. I mean, he should be seeing a large share.
He's probably going to be the main focal point of that offense.
Yeah, but other than that, right? Olave's out, Shaheed's out. So who the hell are the wideouts, right? We got 2 names popping up. People don't know who's who or what's what. We got Michael Tipton, I believe, right?
Is that right?
Michael Tipton and Bub Means.
And
from the profiling I'm reading, right, is Tipton is kind of like the Olave role, and Bub is kind of like the Shaheed role. I don't know if the Saints fan would have chime in here.
No clue, brother. No clue. I've never heard of those names in my life, bro. I saw Bub Means catch a tutty. I am a fan. I saw Bub Means catch that tutty. I'm like, all right, he's our go-to guy next week. That's all I know.
Okay, yeah. But anyway,
I mean, Pat Surtain might be beneficial.
It might. Yeah, it might. I mean, my outlook right now is Rattler wasn't, he's not throwing the deep ball like Carr tried, right? Which gave Shaheed a lot of value. So Tipton might be a decent play this week. No Pat. Broncos D relied heavily on Pat, so I don't know if they'll switch it up or not. But that's kind of what they were doing 70% of the plays, leaving Pat on an island and 5-man blitzing. So
I mean,
the thing is,
if they keep that up.
Yeah, the thing is, as a fantasy owner, I would be very annoyed if I flexed Bub or Tipton, or Bub Tipton, but I wouldn't be Sorry, I'm blanking. But Juwan Johnson would be a fire tight end because
you're way too excited about Juwan Johnson. You can't even think of anything else. You're like, I don't know these guys' names, but Juwan Johnson.
Like as a fantasy owner, like I could have chose someone better off the waivers. Chose someone better off the waivers. I'd be very annoyed. But if I slipped in just a bad tight end play, I can't be bad just because of the scale of the tight ends this year isn't the best. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you need a tight end, you need someone to stream this week. Your tight end just has not been producing. Juwan Johnson is a decent play this week, just because there's not really anyone to throw the ball to, right?
Yeah. So I don't really suggest starting Tipton or Bub unless you're desperation play and trying to get lucky. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how this plays out. Do you guys, I think you can roll out Bo Nix this week as a streamer. I think he has the rushing upside that you could, if you need a streamer and you don't know who to start, I think you can start Bo Nix. He does have a lot of rushing upside. He had 6 rushing attempts last week against the Chargers. He had 61 yards on the ground. He's had 3 rush touchdowns this season. So he does use his legs a lot, and he's had 4 games over 200 yards throwing. So I think he can get you a decent amount of points this week. So, and it's a primetime game. We shall see. He will be tested for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else in this matchup?
No, but honestly, I might think that if Bo Nix does go off, like a little correlation play could also be Sutton going off. So if you have Sutton, I think he could finish pretty well if Bo Nix goes off.
Sutton's the prime target there, and yeah, we talked about him earlier. So yeah, if you need a flex play and you have him, you probably flex Sutton. Moving on, Patriots versus Jaguars. This is in London. Does this feel more like a shootout? Jaguars defense has been absolutely terrible, and Drake May last week kind of showed he did his thing. He was solid. I mean, I didn't think he looked bad at all. He had a couple interceptions we mentioned in the recap episode, but or in the waiver episode, but he I think they were deflections, so it wasn't really his fault. So he looked good. Is there anyone on the Patriots side that you guys are willing to start or feel comfortable about?
I think if there is a week, mathematically speaking, to start Patriots players, it's this week. Kind of like how we talked about last week. You start your QBs, you start your receivers against the Jags.
Right.
So will that still hold true? We'll find out.
Yeah. Do you guys think this is a trap game?
Man, I'm really low key telling me that. My gut is key telling me that.
My gut is telling me this is a trap game. Like you're gonna start Patriots players and they're just not gonna do anything.
Like both the offenses are kind of frauds and the defenses will kind of step up. Kind of fraud game.
Something like that. Like my feeling is that Jag D steps up crazy and bails them out and wins them the game.
I have a feeling that this could be a trap game. So temper expectations in this one. If you have a feeling too.
Then again, that was my feeling. But seeing Bo Nix still put up decent numbers against Houston, the top QB press rate defense.
Yeah.
So it kind of just has to be easier for him.
You said Bo Nix, you meant Drake.
Drake May.
Drake May.
Yeah. It kind of just has to be easier for him against the Jags. So
right.
Yeah. Personally, I'm thinking that this is a complete opposite. I think this is going to be an offensive shootout, high scoring kind of game. I think you pretty much start Brian Thomas, Christian Kirk on the Evan Ingram on the Jag side, and I think they're all going to eat. I think they're all pulling through with double digits. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a fire game, over 250 yards, two even 3 tutties maybe. So
he's only had one game this season over 250 yards, and that was against the Colts.
Yeah, I mean the Colts defense, and that game was a shootout.
On my sleeper list that week, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I feel like it could be the same thing though.
Okay. I mean Evan Ingram, he came back last week and he did solid. He's questionable with a hamstring, limited, but it's Wednesday, so we'll ignore it for now. But he did good. If Evan Ingram's back and he's healthy this week again, play him. He did very good. He had 10 targets last week.
Yeah.
The more interesting thing here to talk about is Tank Bigsby, right? So ETN, not sure if he's playing on the status. It's a hamstring, I believe, week to week.
Yeah.
We got Tank Bigsby, blew up 2 weeks ago. But last week we saw Ernest Johnson get pretty much all the passing work, right? Tank Bigsby, again, has 1 catch on the season, right? So not sure how they plan to use these backs, probably Ernest getting, catches out the backfield if you prioritize that as a flex appeal. But yeah, what's your guys' takes on this backfield? Like, who are you going for? Who do you feel confident starting or having for the rest of the season?
Man, I don't feel comfortable with Travis Etienne. I'm gonna be honest.
No, Travis Etienne's not playing.
No, well, he limited practice today.
I know, but
surprise! The report is surprise. Travis Etienne has a limited practice on Wednesday. So
I see.
After he was considered week to week, I don't, dude. I dropped him in the league in a 12-man.
That's crazy.
Etienne?
Yes. Straight dropped him. I was like, I'm good, bro. I have other good options, but yeah, I'm not telling anyone out there to go drop ETN, but I just
he had a lot of frustration behind that drop then, huh?
Oh, I don't even know what to say right now. Go ahead.
He's just every week he has something come up. He gets injured. I think week 4 was an ankle. Week 5 was a shoulder. Last week, hamstring. Viewed as week to week. Like, he just keeps giving reasons to not start him with confidence. And Tank Bigsby is getting carries. So it's like, I think even if Travis Etienne plays this week, he's not going to get a bulk of the carries, or he's not going to get majority share. I think he would be at most even split between him and Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
so, I could see that. I could see that for sure.
So to me for me in that league, I dropped the bomb on the waivers. Someone's going to pick him up. Someone's going to start him, and he's not going to do anything. And hopefully I play against him. But I just he just doesn't. I don't feel comfortable with him.
Yeah. So just to sum up, so I think the RBs, if Etienne does play, I think you stay away from the Jags RBs because you don't know who's going to pop off, who's going to get that goal line or red zone touch. But I'm heavy on those receivers and Evan Ingram being solid, doing their thing. And so I feel like it's going to be a great passing game. So if you have those kind of guys, you start those guys for sure.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Demario Douglas, who played well last week for the Patriots. Him and Drake they connected on a touchdown. He had 9 targets last week against Houston, and Jacksonville's secondary has been terrible. So we said start your receivers against Jacksonville defense. I just worry that he might not catch a touchdown this week. It just might not go to him. In which case, you start him and then he doesn't do what you thought he would do against Jacksonville. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
But I think Demario Douglas could be a great flex. I would rather take the gamble because everything on paper looks really, really good to start Demario Douglas. So if he doesn't catch the TD, you made the right plays and you just got unlucky. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
like he still sees. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're
he's seeing a lot of target share, bro. Demario Douglas. He's commanding most of the target share.
Yeah.
And he has the connection with Drake May that we saw last week.
His snap
I wouldn't be surprised to see Jalen Polk get like a crazy TD breakaway catch.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. I could see Hunter Henry seeing 6 to 8 targets this game.
Same.
Too, yeah. So nothing would really surprise me. I'm confident Demario Douglas should see 20% target share at least.
He had 9 targets last week and he only had a 62% snap share.
So it sounds like he gets a lot of designed plays.
Yeah, so something to think about. Yeah, if you have Demario Douglas, he was a hot waiver wire addition in most leagues. So start him if you have him. Flex worthy. If you feel comfortable, if you have better options, maybe sit him this week and see if he does it again. Sell him. Anyways, let's move on. Lions Vikings, probably game of the week, divisional matchup. Whoever wins goes top of the division. And both teams are nuts. You basically start everyone, like all starters on that team from both sides.
Yeah, you're starting. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody like you're gonna sit. Like you're probably gonna start Jameson Williams too.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely starting both backs. You're starting Addison. The question I have is, TJ Hawkins not back, right? Is he even close to being back?
No, he
close,
but he's not playing this week.
Limited in practice on Wednesday.
Okay. So the question is then, right, is Aaron Jones healthy and playing? Because they had Cam Akers traded, right?
Yeah.
Cam Akers did get traded to the Minnesota Vikings.
Some low-key big news, traded to the Vikings. So it makes you question how healthy is Aaron Jones.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But I feel like they probably made that trade because they're 5-0, like number 1 or number 2 right now in the league. So they're trying to make that postseason run. So if Aaron Jones goes down and somehow Ty Chandler gets hurt, you got Cam Akers, which is somewhat reliable. But as an Aaron Jones owner, I wouldn't be too worried. I don't think Aaron Jones plays this week because he's a lot older. He's like 30 years old. He needs a little bit more time to recover. They avoided a significant injury, so he might not play. But if you have Ty Chandler, you should have Ty Chandler. Play Ty Chandler. I think he eats this game if Aaron Jones doesn't play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not much in this matchup. You start everyone. Jared Goff, is he stream worthy? I think it's Minnesota's. Minnesota's a tough defense.
Probably,
but,
But they are tough. They're both tough defenses, actually.
Well, the problem with the Lions, they lost Aiden Hutchinson, man. Terrible injury. Hopefully you guys didn't see that. That was a very
gruesome to watch it, but
gruesome injury, man. Yeah, he's gone for the season for sure. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but for sure he's gone.
For sure.
So Sam Darnold might get more time in the pocket and more, able to throw the ball farther, get more looks to his receivers, so that it could be actually better for the Vikings side. If you have Darnold, you start him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think you stream him, but I wouldn't take him over some like
Sam Darnold or Jared Goff. Who do you play? Who do you think is going to finish stronger?
Darnold easily.
No, I'm going
low-key a fit, maybe.
I'm taking
Goff. I'm taking Goff.
No, I'm not taking
too many
Goff.
weapons.
Too many weapons. I think the Lions, when they know that the pass defense is really good, they just roll out Jahmyr Gibbs plus Montgomery combo, and they just go bam, 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 like run the ball repeatedly until they can't get. Then they just throw the ball, and they get.
I got Darnold like finishing in the realm of Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud for this week.
Okay.
I don't know, man. The Lions secondary looked really good last week. They made the Cowboys look like little boys.
Yeah, bro. There was a couple of fumbles and things like that like turnovers that weren't Dak's fault. But yeah, Dak didn't look good last week.
I just feel like Dan Campbell is just coaching out of his mind right now, and he's gonna set up so perfectly for this Vikings defense, and obviously with the OC. And I think that they're going to put some points on the board. I literally have everyone eating on that offense. Literally everyone eating.
I mean, you got to realize the Vikings are 5-0. They beat the Giants. They beat the Packers. They beat the Jets. They beat Houston. They beat SF. The Vikings are kind of the real deal, man. So
they are.
I don't know,
but Lions though.
Lions. So who do you take, Jared Goff or Sam Darnold?
I'm rolling with Goff
already.
Yeah, you're tripping.
I'm rolling with Goff.
All right. Hey, maybe you're right. We'll see. That's an easy one. You start all your starters in this game. I mean, on both sides. Titans, Bills. Big news. The Bills got Amari Cooper from the Browns. Finally, he's going to get a decent QB. Where do you guys?
I'm happy for that homie.
Yeah, he's finally.
Man, honestly,
they took away his handcuffs, man. Finally free.
Yeah, literally. Amari Cooper. Do you think? How does he compare from before to now with Josh Allen as his QB?
So I think
from like low wide receiver 3 to high wide receiver 2, possibly low wide receiver 1.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think Amari Cooper's value was boosted significantly But just for this week, I wouldn't like I would reduce my expectations, trying to learn the offense. Obviously could go crazy. Titans defense is trash. And Titans are just not good. But I don't know. Allen might just be running the ball. If Cook is healthy, Cook will get his touches back, So Cooper could do his thing, but I wouldn't if he doesn't play if he plays mid, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, that news was fake. Like just, give him another week or two. So
right. Yeah, he could have a dud week just because he doesn't know the offense. He doesn't have any prior experience playing with Josh Allen, so he does still have to learn the offense. So it could take him another week to really get used to the offense and learn the plays. So, like he said, reduce expectations for Amari Cooper this week.
If he plays this week, he'll do solid, bro. I think he'll be decent.
I think he'll be decent too. I think they're going to get him the ball. They traded for him. They're going to find him. They're going to target him in the end zone.
I think he'll still finish wide receiver 2 range, bro.
If he just does not drop, they're going to design a play for him in the end zone. Guaranteed, you're going to see if you watch the game, they will design a play for him to get a.
I hope. Or at least I have my hope.
It's like, bro, when a team makes a trade for a player, they pay a player, do all this stuff. Like they're like, look, let's show why we did this, and they have to prove that it was worth it, right? Yeah. So they're not going to go and get him and then be like, all right, we're not going to design any plays with him. We're just going to have him try and learn the whole offense.
You can't forget, he was actually a very good route runner. When he was on the Cowboys, even on the Raiders, he was doing work, bro. So on the Bills, man, he's gonna eat, bro. It's the best news if you're a Cooper owner right now.
100%.
Yeah. What happens to Shakir? Does he move to the slot and actually perform better? I think he might have a chance to play better in the slot.
That's something interesting to watch and see, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd probably wait. Just bench him for a little bit. You got Cooper there. I don't know.
Cooper is there, and then he kind of falls down.
He could,
but he definitely falls in value. The Bills kind of lean on alpha receiver because they lost Diggs last year. Now they have Cooper, who could be that alpha receiver.
Oh, easily.
So,
Baby TB got really excited because he has Amari Cooper.
Oh, super excited.
Easily.
The more interesting thing, right, is Ray Davis got a lot of carries with James Cook out. Yep. Ray Davis looked really good. So are we going to see a shared backfield going now? What do you guys predict?
I kind of am worried about that, dude, because honestly, the Bills have always kind of had a shared backfield. James Cook never really got to do well. Last year he did his thing. But the year before they had, who was
Devin Singletary?
That's right. When they had Singletary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they had Singletary, they were sharing touches. And
they had they had the vulture TD King himself, Latavius Murray, I think.
Oh, yeah. Last year. That was last year.
Yeah, bro.
What if
last year? I remember.
What if they do that again? They're just James Cook is their star running back, right? And he's injured.
Yeah.
So they could realistically say, look, we're not trying to risk injuring him again. Ray Davis runs like a dog. We don't care about fantasy football. We're just going to, protect him and not run him into the end zone.
Look, with James Cook, I don't think he's going to be performing the way he is because of his turf toe injury, because Michael Thomas had that. And obviously Michael Thomas has never been the same after he's gotten his turf toe. So you guys could be right. But I don't know, man. I feel like James Cook is still that elite dog that can push that ball down the field.
He's still the number one.
I think that too, but it's a matter of the coach saw what Ray Davis did and he kind of earned himself some share.
That's
going
true.
Forward.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But I still think James Cook will get passing work. And the passing work. That's going to be the interesting thing to watch for.
Yeah.
Target share.
Yeah, Ray Davis had some good passing work last week. He had 3 targets, 3 receptions.
He did, yeah.
So, 55 yards in the air. So, we shall see. Do you guys think it's better to get rid of James Cook now in case it does become split, or they start giving, goal line carries to Ray Davis, or do you guys think, this isn't something to really worry about, just something to monitor?
You could try, but inevitably, you're selling him at a low. And you don't ever want to do that. So,
yeah,
just wait.
Unless you're really afraid it's going to nosedive, but I don't see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get good value out of him, maybe.
Yeah. On the Titans side of the ball,
yeah,
bro, Pollard should be having a field day. I think Tajay Spears is hurt, and Bills can get ran on. So Pollard looking decent, honestly, on the Titans, bro. He looked good.
I think RB2 range for Pollard, in my opinion.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Passing, bro. I don't know, man. After Will Levis last week, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you trust any of those guys. I feel like a lot of them, unless you really, I would start Demario Douglas over any of those receivers.
Yeah, easily,
for sure,
easily, 100%.
And for sure. Any of those guys, like they could have a game. D-Hop could have a game, or Ridley could have a game. It just like
I don't want that.
Could happen, but I'm not risking that, dude. I'd take someone with like more a better
upside.
matchup. Yeah, maybe more upside. Yeah, these guys, we've seen them dead. Their floors are just too low.
Yeah, and Bills' pass defense is nuts.
Yeah, their pass. Yeah, Bills' pass defense.
Like I know that lucky Hail Mary play last week by Aaron Rodgers. Like probably deflated the stat a little bit, but their passing defense.
No. I mean, if you watch the games, you know that their pass defense is good. So it's mostly going to be running. It's mostly going to go through Pollard. I say you sit all Titans receivers. Just their floor is just too low, unless you don't have any other option. In which case, make a prayer. Moving on, Dolphins Colts. Tua is not back. The last report on Tua, the coach McDaniel, he said he could play in 2024. He expects him in 2024. That's what he said. So, what do you guys make of that?
No way. Damn.
Go look.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but he said that Mike McDaniel confirms Tua will return this year. That's what he said.
Oh, dang. I really thought it was going to be back.
Confirmed the team expects. And this is what I said before, that when Tua got injured, in my opinion, I thought he would just retire. And I thought that he would just be like, you know what? It's just not worth it. My health, my brain, like he already probably lost 15 years already. Like one more hit, he's losing 30. He's going to go.
Yeah.
That guy is not, you know what I mean? So the report talks about Tua, like, is one head injury away from like seriously missing playing football ever again or something like that. It says, should he suffer any other concussions in the future, he will need to miss extended periods of time. So,
yeah.
What do you guys make of the whole Dolphins offense?
I think it's crazy to see the downfall of such a crazy high-powered offense from one just one Tua was a serviceable QB.
Oh, 100%.
Not elite.
He was going late in drafts. Like he was. I mean, people are taking him
fantasy
super
wise.
late.
He's not great, but like I'm just saying it football wise. Serviceable QB.
Right.
Not near elite. And just they lose him, and it's like, bro, what is going on? Like they did not invest in any decent backup at all.
Yeah.
Right? You look at these other teams, right? Like, bro, Sam Darnold was not supposed to start. It was supposed to be the rookie JJ.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sam Darnold's raw still, right? Joe Flacco raw still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Spencer Rattler, Drake May, like all these people, like these teams have good, decent backups. Miami just kind of forgot about investing in that.
Yeah.
And
they're
paying for it, bro.
I think because last year he didn't have any head injuries, right? That was 2 years ago with Tua.
No, last year he did. He had it last year. Yeah, remember when he got hit by the Bills player and then he tried to get up and fell down again and then tried to get up.
That was last year in Cincinnati when he got slammed into the ground?
Bills, I think. I think it was Bills.
No, I'm talking about when that was, anyways, we don't have to, we can look into it, but
yeah.
I think the Dolphins learned, dude, we have to invest in a good QB, going forward, in the future, especially if, they keep rolling out Tua. Who do you start on the Dolphins side? Do you bench Waddle? You have to start Tyreek, man. It's really hard not to. It's Tyreek or Demario Douglas.
Bro, saying that in week 7 is like the craziest take. Imagine you said that week 1. That's funny, man.
No, yeah, that'd be insane. But Yeah, man. Honestly, these guys are all
a toss up.
These guys are the fact that it's a toss up is crazy.
No, relax. It's not a toss up, bro. But it's already crazy because Tyreek, like in my rankings, is near like Terry McLaurin, which we've never would have said ever before in our lives.
Yeah.
So that's still crazy, right? But
100%.
I mean, you're kind of gonna start Reek because he is the top target, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle's a super tough start. A chain right now is a tough start.
Yeah.
We did see a chain talk about, hey, fantasy owners, I'm sorry. Like he's aware of the situation. He knows people are upset about it, and he's doing what he can. So I like hearing that from HN. If you're an owner, if you have him on your team, you feel good hearing that like he's really trying his best out there. He got injured against New England. It looks like he logged a full practice today on Wednesday. So I think he comes back from this concussion and plays.
Yeah.
But it will be a timeshare. I think Mostert's healthy too. So yeah, it's tough, man. Is he flex worthy? HN?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. What about Mostert? Do you plug him in? Is he an RB2? Is he a flex? What do you do with him?
Probably not yet.
Yeah, I'm not flexing him yet.
Okay. All right. On the other side, Colts, it looks like Anthony Richardson's practicing in full, so I think he's coming back this week.
Bench every single Colts player.
Literally like
they're
it's
all
literally like that, bro. Anthony Richardson comes in, bench him. And Joe Flacco's in, start him. Like
seriously,
it's that
man.
simple, bro.
It's like full switch, man. Now it's like these guys all become Josh Downs, Michael Pittman are both now maybe flex worthy options. Whereas before it was like, oh, auto start. Hell yeah. Start these guys. So
maybe
it really sucked.
Also the running back you have to keep an eye on because I think Taylor still might miss time.
He did not practice on Wednesday.
Yeah. So definitely keep an eye on that. Even Trey Sermon is injured. I think he didn't practice. They got Tyler Goodson, so might be a name to look out for if you want you need a running back for the week.
Miami's been really good. Run. People have been able to run all over Miami. So Tyler Goodson might be a decent flex play this week if the other two guys in front of him can't play. Trey Sermon's in with a knee injury or a knee issue.
Yeah. I think you possibly could flex Alec Pierce just for that long ball with Anthony Richardson because we saw it twice when he was playing.
With A-Rich, I could see that.
I would say like a very big toss-up desperation flex play. You just need somebody on your team and you have no one else. You can throw him in there and just pray. Kind of boom or bust player. I think that's it for that matchup.
Yeah.
On to the next. Seahawks and Falcons. The Seahawks have not been good at stopping anything. Yeah. Their defense has just not been good. So start all your Falcons players. Bijan looked good last week.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a high scoring game.
Okay.
I have like London doing solid, Pitts doing solid. I don't know about Mooney. Last time we said Mooney was going to do great, and he obviously had that legacy game against the Bucks. But I don't see Mooney going crazy again. But I think he's a flex-worthy option on the Falcons side.
Okay. Yeah. I think
I kind of got this game as like a start everybody game.
Yeah.
Like low key.
Yeah.
Start Pitts. Start Mooney. Actually, I'm not sure about Lockett, but for sure DK. DK should be
Jackson
like
Smith
for sure. Automatic
yeah, you
lock
start Jackson Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lockett's like maybe like a desperate flex-ish kind of thing. Darnell Mooney like wide receiver 2. Drake London like wide receiver 1. People should be going stupid this game for sure. Kenneth Walker will go stupid. This is going to be like kind of like the Lions Vikings, a big hitter fantasy game. That's what I have it as.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Same with me, but I'm just hoping Bijan does his thing and Algier doesn't do his thing. I want Bijan to do his thing. Dude, I don't want that split touch BS, man. Bijan's way better than that, dude. And I'm a Saints fan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yep.
So
I feel you. I mean, everybody's with you on that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
But I think Algiers a desperation flex. Like if you have no one else, you can.
Yeah.
Desperation RB.
Noah Fant, great tight end to start this week. I think. Like if you need a tight end, Noah Fant.
We had him on the waiver episode, but it's kind of tough to start a tight end week to week, like confidently.
True.
Yeah.
Producing every week consistently.
Yeah. But I have a couple questions for you guys. So would you start Hunter Henry or Noah Fant?
Hunter Henry.
All right. Now the biggest question: are you starting Jawan Johnson or Noah Fant?
Jawan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear.
That's like a 50-50 for me.
That's what I'm saying.
He just wanted to hear it, so I said it. So.
I feel, yeah.
But no. I would take Jawan Johnson over. What's his name?
Noah Fant. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Start a lot. This hopefully will be a shootout. Start these players. They should do it. On to the next matchup: Texans versus Packers. This one should be a shootout.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one
for sure. Stroud and Jordan Love.
Yeah, going at it. Yeah. I think it has potential to be a shootout. Obviously, no Nico Collins, so that hurts that offense. But I mean, Stephon Diggs did his thing. Tank Dell stepped up last week. He got a touchdown. He had 9 targets, 7 receptions. Even Schultz got in the mix last week. He had 8 targets, 4 receptions, 27 yards. Wow, underwhelming.
I think you do start your Texans receivers. I don't know who's playing the who's playing where the side, Jair Alexander side. It's not Tank Dell. I know it's who's the other? Oh, Diggs.
Xavier or Diggs?
Diggs.
Yeah, so there's that third receiver.
Yeah,
that's stepping in for Nico Collins, Xavier Hutchinson. Is he flex worthy? He only had 2 targets last week.
No. He's not flex worthy.
I called him as a deep sleeper, but he just wasn't seeing the work like I thought he would without Nico.
Yeah. I think that game was a lot of running. Joe Mixon kind of took over, and then Dameon Pierce had a rush for a touchdown too, I think. Long run. Yeah, so...
start Tank Dell, start Diggs, start Mixon, Stroud, maybe even Schultz, tight end play.
Schultz or not Geno Smith, Noah Fant or Schultz.
I'm going Schultz.
I'm a ride with Schultz. I think
against the matchup is good. The Packers give up more points to tight ends, and without Nico Collins there, I think you can go Schultz. Okay. I mean, Texans is pretty straightforward. You know, you're obviously starting Mixon. On the Packers side, these receivers, it's like there's usually it's just a toss up.
Like, you're not sure. The wheel, G. Could be Dobbs. Could be Watson.
Yeah.
Wicks is going to be out, I'm pretty sure.
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed sees a lot of volume. And Tucker Kraft.
Yeah. It could be any of these guys that end up hitting the...
I'm making the prediction. I think out of that 4, I'm thinking Watson does not eat. Like one of them's got to not eat. Somehow all of them eat like shit. You know,
we talked about spinning the wheel. It seems like more so that you're spinning the wheel to who doesn't eat. And last week it was Tucker Kraft. So Christian Watson had a tutty. Yeah, Dobbs had 2. Jaden Reed had he's questionable. He's just limited in practice. But Jaden Reed had a touchdown. All these guys had a touchdown. Tucker Kraft did nothing. So I mean, Jordan Love's been really solid.
But that was also a game where Jordan Love threw 4 TDs.
Right. Yeah, he's not doing that. So crazy.
All right. So
and Texans defense is good. It's a solid defense. So
pretty good. Yeah.
I mean,
so it's kind of like 1 or 2 options that might eat the most. Jaden Reed's like a safe bet. And then Watson's like a risky bet. Watson's like the high upside play. To put it
definitely
simply.
Risky.
With Josh Jacobs, man. So he hasn't seen a lot through the air, and it's really not a good target share. But I feel like he should see it soon. There's a statistic where Packers have the highest pass TD to rush TD ratio, meaning like majority of their TDs are passing. So there should be more rushing TDs eventually to even out from the math. So
yeah.
Christian Watson only 60% of snaps last week. If that snap share goes up, he definitely can do more and like produce more because he's a talented player. He just is always injured. You know what I mean? And there's just a lot of feed in that offense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going with the prediction. I just don't think Watson's. I think Dobbs and Reed outperform Watson in the receiver role.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's you start Tucker. Oops, you start Tucker Kraft or do you start Schultz?
Tough play.
Tucker Kraft had 2 good weeks.
Probably
and he
Kraft.
had. I think Kraft rebounds. I think
I'm gonna go Schultz. So why not?
Tucker Kraft is limited with a groin injury, so he got hit in the nuts last game. Apparently, he had 4 targets last week, 2 receptions. He had a rush attempt. What the hell? You go Schultz over Tucker Kraft?
Schultz over Tucker Kraft. I think this might be Schultz's week.
Is Tucker Kraft a sit for you?
Is Tucker Kraft a sit for me?
You play Hunter Henry over him.
Yes. Smack Hunter Henry over. I have Hunter Henry over the tight ends that we talked about this whole podcast. I think Hunter Henry will be the guy this week.
I like Hunter Henry a lot too, but last time we liked him, he did nothing. So
true.
Joe Mixon limited with an ankle. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for this matchup. Did you guys want to go over anything else?
Chilling.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about Juwan Johnson again?
No, sir. But
all right.
Chilling.
You almost said something else.
Almost.
That'll do it for this episode. That's the Week 7 preview, Part 1. Listen to the next episode for Part 2 previews. There's 2 Monday Night Football games, so be on the lookout for those. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Yeah.